Hi, my name is Alyssa Barnes. I'm going to be discussing case number 6 in chapter 3 called Benny and the Jets, which is a giving voice to values case. Benny Gordon works at Jet Energy Company, which is in North Carolina, as an accounting manager. Jet Energy Company is a utility company which is regulated by the state, and they provide electricity to 7 million customers. They're allowed a max rate of return of 12.5% of operating income. And if they earn more than that, then the state regulators can cut that rate that they charge to their customers. Gordon has noticed that the company has made some very irregular accounting entries, and the company has made those entries so that they can keep the company's rate of return lower so that they don't have to cut the rates that they're charging to their customers. For example, the company gets rebates from insurers based on safety records, and the premiums are expense to the business, but the rebates, which are about $26 to $30.5 million each, are placed below operating income in a non-operating account so that they could keep from exceeding that allowable rate on return. Gordon, after a couple of years of noticing these irregular accounting entries, finally has decided to address the issue. Gordon has a couple of options when addressing this. He needs to start by telling his direct manager, Sarah Higgins, which is the controller of the division which he's working in, about what's going on. If she tells him, you know what, don't worry about it, we're not doing anything wrong, just ignore it, then he needs to continue up the ladder and of management until he finds someone who will hear him out. If he ends up discussing it with the CEO, which is Vanessa Jones, or the audit committee and the board of directors, and they are saying the same thing, you know what, don't worry about it, it's not a big deal, we're not doing anything wrong, then that's when he needs to disclose the situation to the North Carolina Utilities Commission. If I were Benny's best friend, what advice would I give him? Well, I would decide what ethical values should be at the forefront of any advice that I gave him, first and foremost. The ethical values I believe that would be most pertinent in this situation would be honesty and gaining trust in the business by being honest about the rate of return the company is actually maintaining. I would also tell him that even if the company isn't going to maintain their integrity, that he should always maintain his integrity by doing what's right and going to the right authority about what's been going on in the company. There could be some reasons and rationalizations given by the stakeholders about why the company is doing what they're doing, why they're making these irregular accounting entries. They could potentially claim that they're not really doing anything wrong. They're still recording the rebates, but by doing it this way, the company is able to get greater returns from the customers because they're able to charge those higher rates. And they could claim that the customers aren't complaining about their rates, so why would there be a need to lower the rates if they're not getting any complaints? This could be countered by saying that as a company, we need to be more worried about being honest and having integrity than about how much of a profit we can make. We don't want to come off as a dishonest company. We want to be ethical in all that we do, and we'll have so much more success that way. The way we are doing things now also is ripping off our customers because we should be charging them a lower rate because of the rate of return that we have right now. My final advice to Benny would be to first go to the proper level of management, as I discussed earlier, and if no one would still hear him out, then he would need to go to the North Carolina Utilities Commission and disclose what's been going on in the company. And I would tell him that at the end of the day, when in doubt, always do what is ethical. Thank you, and if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email. Thanks.